structure for sombrata is 1, 4, and 15. And then we enter the hubad, it can be entered on 1 or 4. So if we start the sombrata, that's the base structure of sombrata. And we want to make sure that we have good footwork here. So I'm always trying to strike him, and he's always trying to strike me. And I'm moving out of distance. So that's the long and middle range. At that moment, when I seize his hand, he has no choice but to use the hand to stop it. So we enter into the hubad. That's your first basic entry into hubad like that, see? And that's just the first one. We just want you to get that entry. Then I exit out. I could just use the elbow roll. And then I make him do sombrata by striking him. And then he makes me do it so that he has to defend that line. So constantly moving and creating this now, see? So now over here, I catch the one, and I'm going to hit him with the puño. And that's what starts the hubad, like that. Now we're not executing anything. We're just creating the line for the hubad. So as we go back to the sombrata, when he hits that number 1, that's just my hit. But as he stops that, so you hit number 1. As he stops that, see, that's here. Don't panic. When he stops that, it's right here. See that? So I just lift it up. Then I'm in hubad already, okay? So we're here. And then I could exit the hubad back to sombrata. So he has to start that, see? So as he hits, see, I just go like that. See? Okay, then we're back to hubad. So that's the first part of that. The second part, if I go from the sombrata to the hubad to what we call stage 2 hubad, which is opposite arm entry. 2 ways I could do this. I could go right from sombrata, okay, right to opposite arm entry, right here. See that? But I have to get him to stop this hand. See that? Once he stops this hand, I hit the knuckle. When that rejects, I take the stick away, I hit the body, and this I'm moving. And then I click that, and now I'm in hubad. Okay, so we go back out to sombrata here. Okay, and then we go from 1. Okay, so now on this one, if he does the number 4 entry and seizes my hand here and hits, see, that's how I enter to that hubad, okay? So as I exit back, when I seize this, as I hit here, if he gives me a nick here, or he might even just push that so he can take that arm. He's already should be hitting me, and then as we get here, he goes to the hubad. Okay, that's what we call stage 2 hubad, okay? Or that's opposite arm entry. And you could do it right from hubad. Anytime that he pins this arm, I enter right out. And that's the base stage 2 hubad. Okay, but you could get to it from sombrata, that's good. And then hubad to execution. Execution, there are basically, nobody does this properly, to my knowledge, but it should always be taught like this, really. As soon as the student can do hubad, you should teach the points of entry, right? And the idea here is if he hits me here, and I get to that position, that's point of entry A. Now when we do it in training, see, we're doing this. Because I'm allowing him to block that. So when I go here, see, I allow him to block that. When I execute it, I don't. So when I go like that, see, and I get into here, see, so when I get to the cumbiata, see, I hit him. That's executing the hubad, okay? So this is what we call hubad, and that's called point of entry A. Okay, and this is really shocks his body, and then I'm going to follow up. Okay, that's the first one, okay? So the next one, okay, is point of entry B. So I went like that, I bring this across, and I clear it there. So the only difference is on point of entry A, I enter from that side. That's at the first point of contact. So over here, now I'm entering from the second point of contact. See, I'm not, if he puts his hand up, fine with me. I'm just going to dust his fingers off, right? So when I go here, see, and I hook this, see, that's what we call point of entry B, because see, I'm coming in from the open side. Okay, if he puts his hand here, see, I could clear it. That's point of entry B with the stage 2 trap entry, okay? Point of entry C is already opposite arm entry, see? See, that's already, okay, that's point of entry C is on this arm. Okay, so anytime I say I execute hubad, that means I am doing the technique and not doing hubad. I might allow it to be 1 or 2 or 3 cycles through, but then I'm actually executing it. So point of entry D, and this isn't really on the test, but see, I thrust it here. See, or I hit him here. Okay, and usually, see, if I go here, see, I can hit right away. So usually you'll use that point of entry D after this here, but it can be done. If he hits me like that, see, that's point of entry D. If he hits me like that and I put my hand here, see that? So I just go like that, and I imagine myself putting a cigar out on his neck or eyeball. Okay, so when I go like that, see where the both eyes, okay, or both groins. See that? And then the airway, see? So he'd be tasting his own nuts after he's done with that. Okay, so that's, okay, so that's over here. Okay, so can we cut it there?